Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Dr. Kimberly Stone.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for your warm welcome. I'm excited to be here today at my first Elite Academy. This is really impressive. I'm excited to share with you my experience with TrueScience. As you know, I am a dermatologist, and I've been in practice for over 12 years. My practice in Denver includes both general and cosmetic dermatology. I think this is a very interesting or exciting time to be in this field with all the recent advances in science and technology. As part of my cosmetic practice, I perform multiple procedures including Botox, fillers such as Juvederm and Restylane, lasers, peels, sclerotherapy, and more. I treat all ages and a variety of skin diseases. But regardless of what my patients initially come in for, I have found that most of them, both men and women, ask me what they can do to make themselves look younger, look better, look less tired, look healthier. As you know, this is a huge industry. According to the USA Today, baby boomers make up approximately 26.1% of the population, or an estimated 78 million people. Baby boomers may be well into their 50s and 60s, but that doesn't mean they want to look like it. According to the American Academy of Cosmetic Surgery, anti-aging procedures are on the rise. To quote the American Academy of Cosmetic Surgery president, Dr. Mark Berman, the baby boomers are getting older, but they still feel young and want to look that way too. And between 2008 and 2009, facelifts increased by 44%. Blepharoplasty or eyelid surgery increased by 42%. And non-invasive procedures increased dramatically. Botox by 157%, fillers by 245%. Dr. Berman says that he thinks this may come as a surprise to the public when they see just how many baby boomers are trying to slow down the aging process. Everyone wants to look their best. Skincare products are an important part of my practice, and I'm excited about the potential that I see in TrueScience. I would like to start out talking about some of the more common skin conditions that I see and where I think that TrueScience could potentially help. I'm not endorsing treating these conditions with TrueScience. It's not a medication, but pointing out the range of possibilities based on the powerful combination of ingredients in TrueScience. Psoriasis, many of you may be familiar with this. It presents as red, scaly, thickened lesions, or what we call plaques, that can be present anywhere on the body, on the face, on the scalp, on the arms, on the legs, on the trunk. It is due to an accelerated rate of cell growth. It affects approximately 2% of the population, or 7.7 million people. It can be a nuisance, it can be embarrassing, and it can even be debilitating. Here, as an anti-inflammatory agent, TrueScience may be able to help. Another one that I don't have a slide on because I just saw this patient yesterday in my office, a man in his early 40s came in with severe seborrheic dermatitis. That's also very common. It's like a dandruff-like condition on the face. He had redness and waxy scale on the sides of his nose and his eyebrows, and it had even extended onto the side of his cheeks in the beard area. And he's battled this for years. He had white flakes on his black sweater, and I saw him last year and he looked worse this year. He said that his colleagues at work this last week had asked him if he was stressed out because his skin looked so bad. Over the years, he's seen many different doctors. He's tried many different things. He uses steroid creams on his face, and they help for a while, but it's not good for your skin to use steroids for a prolonged period of time. He's desperate. He said, "Dr. Stone, I will try anything." and I suggested that he try TrueScience. I explained that it's an anti-aging cream, but that its anti-inflammatory effects may help his seborrheic dermatitis. He was excited about the anti-aging aspect and hopeful that he'll see improvement in his seborrheic dermatitis. I am anxious to see his response when he follows up with me in 2 weeks, and I'll have to let you know at the next Elite Academy. Eczema. This is also very common. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. I see a lot of this in Colorado. It presents as red or erythematous, itchy areas anywhere on the body, once again, and it can look different. It can look like little pinpoint areas or more extensive in this patient. It's a chronic condition. The mainstay treatment, once again, is corticosteroids. But as I said, that's not good for the skin for prolonged use. Here again, TrueScience may be able to help. Acne, we're all familiar with this, and probably all of us have experienced this at some time or another. I treat a lot of adults with acne, probably as many as teenagers. A lot of women in their 30s and 40s and 50s come in with acne. And often we have to treat it with oral antibiotics, not only for the antibacterial effect, but also for an anti-inflammatory effect. So here again, TrueScience may be able to help, and I've seen that in my office. Rosacea is also fairly common. It presents as red areas on the face, on the forehead, cheeks, nose, and chin. You can see in these patients where it's quite prominent. Another chronic condition, not a great treatment. It's usually due to little broken blood vessels close to the surface of the skin. It's often hereditary. Sometimes we even use oral antibiotics for this when it's bad enough, for the anti-inflammatory effect. I have seen TrueScience help with this in my office. Now, a really important one that I see a lot of, skin cancer. It's on the rise. It's a well-known fact that sun exposure contributes to the development of skin cancer. UV light penetrates the skin and creates free radicals. These free radicals then cause skin cancer by altering the genetic material, the DNA and the RNA of the cell. And skin cancer can develop over a lifetime. The most common skin cancer, basal cell carcinoma. I'm sure that some of you in this audience have had basal cell. It can present several different ways. I know the second picture is a little worrisome. It usually is like a reddish kind of glistening nodule or bump like you see on the cheek there. But it can be more extensive and be red and scaly and crusted like this second patient. Fortunately, it doesn't spread and metastasize, but it can, if you let it go, it can grow like on this patient, and then it's very difficult to treat. These are treated surgically. It can be disfiguring. The second most common skin cancer, and by the way, skin cancers are the most common cancer. Second most common skin cancer is squamous cell carcinoma. It often looks similar to basal cell, sometimes a little worse. It can spread and metastasize, but it's not like the big one that we all worry about, melanoma. This is the type of skin cancer that we all want to avoid. This one is a fairly obvious example. They're not all this obvious. It's a well-known fact that antioxidants quench the free radicals produced by the sun that may help to reduce the risk of skin cancer. And finally, photodamage. We are all susceptible to this skin condition. Notice the freckling and sunspots on her face and chest. Solar lentigos, or freckles, are the most common pigmentary changes seen as a result of sun damage. A freckle develops when the melanocytes, which are the pigment or melanin-producing cells, are damaged and become bigger. No one is immune to aging, not even Angelina Jolie. Hopefully she'll age a little better than this picture, though. Free radical damage induced by UV radiation causes wrinkles by activating enzymes that break down collagen. Exposure to UV light, UVA or UVB, is responsible for 90% of the symptoms of premature aging. It is believed that the amount of sun exposure before the age of 20 is an important risk factor for melanoma. Sunlight has a profound effect on the skin. We've seen examples of this with skin cancer and premature aging. So is all hope lost? We can't go back and turn back time. There are a lot of products out there that purport to treat photodamage and aging. So what makes TrueScience different? What makes it unique? Well, just earlier this week, my husband was at the grocery store, and as he passed by the skincare aisle, he stopped and took this picture. It's on his BlackBerry, so it's not very good resolution. But he thought of me and knew that I was speaking about TrueScience this week. And he said, the caption when he sent the picture to me was, "No wonder people get confused. Look how many there are." It's just like these signs above it. How do you know what to choose, which way to go? Whether consumers are at the grocery store or at a spa or online or even at a doctor's office, it's hard to know what to use. So I'd like to tell you how TrueScience stands out among the rest. Several years ago, David Brown and I sat down and brainstormed about the possibility of developing a skin cream that would incorporate the powerful anti-aging properties of Protandim. What an exciting idea. We talked about many of these issues that I've just discussed and what makes a product successful. Over the last 15 years, I've had experience with many different high-end product lines. I'm detailed by the reps on a regular basis. In formulating TrueScience, we took the best ingredients from these different successful products, and then we added several of the main components of Protandim to develop a very unique product. There are many anti-aging creams out there that contain antioxidants, but none that have the powerful combination that TrueScience has. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the composition of TrueScience. It's an excellent emollient. With its lamellar phase emulsion system, it provides a protective shield that protects hydration without a heavy feel. Sandalwood oil, philodendron, amurin's bark extract, and barley are exotic fatty acid vegetable oils which provide a high-end moisturizing effect. These oils help protect and retain the skin's natural moisture and lipids. Aloe vera improves the skin's ability to retain moisture and stimulates skin repair. Proprietary blend glycolipids, soybean phytosterol, sodium hyaluronate, that's a mouthful. These plant lipids mimic the naturally occurring lipid structure of the human lipid bilayer. This increases skin hydration and restores and maintains a healthy barrier, which is better able to decrease transepidermal water loss. Green tea provides excellent antioxidant defense against external and internal induced free radicals. Gingenicides are the active components responsible for skin capillary dilation, tissue strengthening, and the growth of new capillary tissue or angiogenesis, and antioxidant protection. Yeast extract provides free radical protection. It also increases cellular metabolism in the skin for a more efficient exchange of oxygen and nutrients. Turmeric is a powerful part of the anti-aging complex. It protects against free radical damage. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory compound, and it's a very important part of TrueScience because it helps to even out the dyspigmentation in the skin. It gets rid of those freckles that we discussed. Palmitoyl oligopeptide and palmitoyl tetrapeptide. Although all of the necessary studies have not been performed on these, topical peptides are thought to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, and notable results have been seen. Whey protein or milk-derived derivated cytokines. Cytokines have anti-inflammatory, immune-regulating functions. They are important for repair mechanisms and act as growth factors for cells. So all of these ingredients work synergistically to improve skin tone, skin texture, reduce irregular pigmentation, help reduce fine lines and wrinkles, reduce redness, and give the skin an overall radiant, young, healthy appearance. We haven't done double-blinded studies yet on these, and they need to be done, but we have seen notable results, and I'd like to show you some of these now. This first patient, I'm hoping these project as well as they do on my computer screen. This first patient is in her early mid-40s, and she has quite a bit of redness, as you can see in the before picture, and quite a bit of freckling. She's very fair. In the second picture, after 8 weeks, you can definitely see a reduction in the redness, and I appreciate a reduction in the brown areas as well, and that will continue to improve. The second patient, also in her 40s, this is demonstrating the wrinkles. The computer-generated line quantitatively measures the wrinkles here. And you can see in just 8 weeks a reduction in the wrinkles around her mouth and also in the area on her temples, around her eyes a little bit too. Same patient showing improvement in texture. You can see, and this once again has a computer generated areas on it, and you can see a reduction along the temple area, along the side of the nose, and some on the cheek as well. In her, I also see a reduction of the brown, the pigmentation in her skin. Is probably hard to appreciate in these pictures up projected like this. And then finally in this patient, also in her 40s, a decrease in the wrinkles that you can see on her cheek and around her eyes. I also appreciate a difference in the hyperpigmentation. Once again, this is at 8 weeks. This is a patient who, using it early on, and who came in and said that her acne was better after using it for 8 weeks and was so excited. So, how to use TrueScience. It should be used twice daily. I tell my patients to first cleanse with a mild cleanser and then apply TrueScience liberally to the face, neck, and chest. The great thing about TrueScience is it's not irritating. Actually, to date, knock on wood, I haven't had any reports of irritation with TrueScience. So it can be used on the neck and chest as well as the face. Many other skincare lines have to have a different cream for the décolletage or the chest area because that skin is more sensitive than on the face. But with TrueScience, you can put it all over. It's also imperative that you use a sunscreen after applying the TrueScience in the morning. Without a sunscreen, the sun exposure will counteract the benefits of TrueScience. At night, once again, cleanse with a gentle cleanser and then apply TrueScience to the face, neck, and chest. Another great thing is that it's all-inclusive. You don't need a separate eye cream either. Since it's not irritating, it can be used up near the eyes to help with fine lines and wrinkles in that area. In addition, you probably won't need an additional moisturizer. I don't need one, and antioxidant creams are known to be very moisturizing. The TrueScience is especially moisturizing. But if a person has a favorite moisturizer and they like using it, it's fine to apply that after the TrueScience. I also recommend that my patients take Protandim as well. I've been using TrueScience for over 2 years now and taking Protandim as well. I advise my patients to do both so that they can receive the anti-aging benefits both intrinsically and extrinsically. So who should use TrueScience? Everyone should use TrueScience. I think all adults ages 20 to 101. Last week I did laser resurfacing on an 80-year-old woman, and she's going to look fantastic. She already looked great. I couldn't believe she was 80. And post-operatively, I have instructed her to use TrueScience. I know that it will help to reduce the redness and the swelling after the laser. And then as she continues to use it, it will help to prolong the effects of the laser. I also have have often used my grandmother as an example. My 93-year-old grandmother loves TrueScience. She uses it twice a day, and she feels like it makes her skin feel soft and look radiant. She loves it. Men should use TrueScience. It's not just for women. Its light, smooth consistency, and the fact that it quickly absorbs into the skin without a sticky or greasy feel makes it appealing to men. It has a mild, pleasant fragrance. It's also helpful in the beard area for irritation after shaving. What about the cost of TrueScience? It retails for $85, distributor $70. Skincare products range anywhere from $10 to $500 or more. I have several skincare lines in my office that cost over $500. And patients want good skincare products. They just want to know what to use and what works. So this is a very reasonable and competitive price. And the other great thing is, like I said, you only need one cream. So I agree with this statement. Finally, science has produced a truly effective way to fight the visible effects of stress and aging. After all, we all just want to look and feel our best. I look forward to seeing the long-term results as we all have the opportunity to use TrueScience throughout a lifetime. Thank you.